When we were last here, we opened up to a wasteland, an island off the southern edge of Australia's post-apocalypse. On the plane of Earth, on the planet of Dimension 20, was Jack, finishing up the tight knot behind his neck of the red bandana, catching his breath, his hands still stained with the blood of the man that killed his father, Bishop Shaw's blood. He broke down in the shanty wreckage of a resort not too far off from the battle site. He said, "I'm so sorry, Pa." And he wiped the tears from his cheeks, mixing with the blood smearing on his face. And when he hears a ship, it was likely the Brotherhood of Steel, having re-cleansed the continent, and he pulled from his bag a collection of stuff, but retrieved the jet to calm himself, and just before he inhaled it,
Now, Jack,
Jack dropped the jet and drew his weapon, alert.
darling, let's not. You can trust me. I'm a friend.
And in Jack's attempts to detect this friend, there was definitely something slightly off with the voice, likely an armored target, but completely undetectable.
It's all right. I'll reveal myself.
An ending invisibility, a high-grade, pristinely crafted power armor MKG infiltrator spec, and behind it, a medium-sized Liberty Prime Warforged.
Jack Ballantyne, right? Or the Jack of Hearts? You may call me Fahrenheit. I need your help in getting things back on track.
The helmet remains on, and there is this lightning-like glow faintly from those eye holes, the color of blue.
Jack, Ace, King, Queen.
She'll roll over a flare, toss him a deck of cards and an inconspicuous pistol.
The Brotherhood is looking to salvage what they can from a man named Bishop Shaw. He holds a sliver, a shred of the Silver Shroud's secrets. His partner, Victor Kane.
That conversation continues, and we pan away from that scene as it's taken by dust of the waste, clearing back into Jack, cracking the flare that leads the Brotherhood of Steel to the bodies. Bishop had a new memory coming to him, one where he heard the Brotherhood before everything went dark, the ship flying overhead. But then there was light. Blinking, you're beginning to get the blurry vision of the lights passing above you. On your back, there are people surrounding you, pushing you through this hospital. You lifted your head because, while also being able to, and not to at the same time, feel them, your legs are gone, your arms are gone, everything from the upper chest down is gone. Your organs are delicately supported, your neck tightly wrapped, and as you tried to speak, there was nothing. There are a half dozen people around you. Everything is happening so fast, but this doctor, or this scientist, you can see your eyes, she can see them, reacting, and she'll softly hold your cheeks as you arrive at the OR. All the people around calling for CCs, monitoring heart rates, blood pressure, neural activity. Bishop, it's all right. I'm Dr. Francine G., Star Paladin of the Brotherhood of Steel, and you're lucky that you had a friend. She gestures towards a man that you didn't notice until then, Jack Valentine, with your red bandana around his neck. And at the time, if you could have screamed, you would have. If you could have struggled, you would have. If you could have killed him, well, we know you would have. There was a call for neural activity spiking as you were enraged. I understand that there are a lot of emotions running through you right now, Bishop, but what I need you to understand is this. We're going to preserve all that you are, and you're going to help what lies beyond mortality and science. It may come easy, or it may not, but we're quite certain that there are lands that were never touched by nuclear fallout, far from apocalypse, God, or gods. Well, we believe that they're real. But if they are, they're not here in Australia, they're not to the north in China, and well, they're not hiding in the western United Continents. They're not even in this place that we call Earth, so please, stay calm. And she'll look to Jack, informing him that only authorized personnel in the OR during data transfer. I'm gonna need you to clear the room. Go find Elder Frost and ask how you can earn your stay. But before he leaves, his eyes, they made contact with yours, and he felt every bit of your intent as he departed. And with the mask placed over your nose and mouth, you were asked to count backwards from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and then everything was dark. And that darkness remained. It remained for what felt like weeks. In that absence of reality, you had a long time to think about what led to this. It was never about the red bandana, not even about respect. It was about war, and in war, there are decisions, and decisions lead to mistakes. And mistakes have repercussions, no matter how severe. Who is to say that the bombs weren't dropped over a material good? If history is told correct, we know they were. Maybe not a bandana, but funny enough, something far less significant. Something that couldn't even survive the nuclear fallout. Money. Paper. Printed and created by man. Greed. Envy. Wrath. Pride. The sins of our father's children. Those children that you showed the light. Were those your mistakes? Had you become a glutton for the atonement of their sins? Fallen victim to a contamination that nurtured the hyperfixation of holy redemption? One thing we know about war: it will always exist. If there are worlds beyond this one, they will have it too. Whether it be a bandana, power, money, freedom, war. War never changes. You thought like this, in that darkness of your own mind, like I said, for what felt like weeks. And in that abyss that never claimed you, the only sparkle of hope were the hallucinations of silver spirals, the same glimmers that you saw on Rot's Nest as Vic's grapple stopped Valentine from putting a bullet in your head. But eventually, you could see. And you're in a hospital room. Your entire body is in pain. Your neck is stiffer than ever. And trying to open lips that don't exist. On your bedside, the familiarous face of Dr. Francine G. You're awake. How about that? Just take it easy, Bishop. It'll take a while for you to get your bearings. I'd hoped that you didn't mind, but I had to root around in your brain to make this all possible. She'll look up to the monitor behind you. That pain that you're feeling, it's phantom. Soon enough you'll learn how to use your new voice, and If our recent findings prove well, you may walk again one day. Looks as though your oral programs are receiving. Believe it or not, that means hearing. It's the labium and the larynx for your lips and your voice, but I digress. I'd like to get to know you better, but I suppose since I'm the one with the functioning labium and larynx that you should get to know me first. I'll only complicate the conversation with Latin roots one more time. I'm Dr. Francine Genossi. Genossi is the Latin root for world. It could be the earth, its air, its water, or the fiery core that keeps it going. I know that you know Eddie Winter. He would have been my father-in-law, but my fiancée was in China when the bombs were dropped. We'll call that a secret, and that can stay between us. I never liked him, but he's the reason that I found a place in the vault. He may also be the reason that I never fell victim to the vault's overseer's experiments. And despite all the panic that he spread throughout the wasteland, he was brilliant. I mean, his sins could extend humanity indefinitely. A few days ago, we located some of his work. His plan was to live on the moon. Without any need for oxygen, the creations would have been fine, but what I found, she'll pull out a holotape. Well, this would suggest that he began sending organics into space. Sort of a throw at the wall and see what sticks. Each organism he had spliced in with his DNA, but none of them survived the harsh atmosphere. None of them but the one recorded on this tape. A plasmoid, he named it. And she'll tuck that holotape away. We'll talk about this more when you can. We'll also talk about what's next for you. Right now, you're just a brain inside of a Bacta capsule. And what you're seeing is a digital, recreated version of what your eyes would, but you don't have any eyes. I've been trying to replicate Winter's instruction, and I've struck out repeatedly. I've sent your friend Jack to the launch site from that holotape in hopes that there will be something that will explain what I'm missing. Hopefully, I'll create something for you. And from there, we'll learn more of your connection to the Silver Shroud, and maybe the digital space that the power originates from. Rest, Bishop. We'll walk the lonesome road together. See you further on. She leaves the room. And again, you are left with only your mind.